Hi folks, Kieran here again. Hope you're all good. This is a reply video to Hythloday. His videos continuing criticisms of utilitarianism, trick and queuing, and addendum, collateral damage, accident or reckless regard. Thanks for your responses, Hythloday. Really enjoyed them. This is mainly a response to the first of those two videos, actually. Okay, so you responded to my hypothetical, which wasn't particularly original to me, about killing one person to save a much larger number of people. The particular scenario I put to you is that an asteroid is about to hit the Earth and kill about half the people on Earth, but you can put one person whose body has amazing explosive properties and fire that person at the asteroid, destroying the asteroid and saving all those people. You said you didn't answer that scenario directly, but you said that kind of scenario you shouldn't kill the one person. So I'm taking that as your answer. You did mention something about some thought experiments being invalid. I think you were talking to Mendham about that. I haven't seen those conversations, I'm afraid, so I'm not sure what you consider to be an invalid thought experiment and whether this one I put to you was invalid in some way. Happy to talk about that if you think it's an invalid scenario. For me, it's valid. Okay, so yeah, I don't know quite how to persuade you, or whether I should try and persuade you into my way of thinking on this. I think utilitarians are perhaps empathizing with the victims here. Victims basically just don't want to be killed. They're not that bothered if they're murdered or they die by accident, really. If you're going to be killed by a brick hitting your head tomorrow, you wouldn't be that bothered if it was someone doing it on purpose or not, really. You'd just be bothered about whether you're going to die. So I think the people of Earth will be more concerned about their chance of being dead tomorrow rather than whether they are going to be killed on purpose or not. So their chance of being this one person who's strapped to a rocket is very small. It's 1 in 7 billion or something. Whereas their chance of being hit by the asteroid, if that comes, is 1 in 2. So I think that's the most important thing, and I think that's the most important moral consideration, rather than whether we murder someone or not. You said something else in response to the user called Trick. I'm not sure what his numbers were. He's got some numbers after his name. But Trick, you were saying something about circular. There's some kind of circular logic with utilitarian valuation. Like we put a value on happiness because we're utilitarian or something, and but I forget how it's circular. Anyway, you explained it. But yeah, I feel it's not so much circular. It's just simply this is a first moral assumption, and for me, it isn't derived from reason. It is completely pulled out of our arses. But I think that's true of any moral system. I don't think you can really pull morality from reason. Take the ethical, what do they call it, moral skeptic kind of view. If you think your moral view comes from reason, then yeah, I'm obviously interested to hear your arguments, but I'm a bit skeptical about any system achieving that. So yeah, we have picked happiness or whatever out of the air, if you like. For me, I've got this pan-intuitionist version of utilitarianism that I mentioned last time, which is my own invention, and in that one, at least, the good life is defined by kind of everybody. What the kind of most people think the good life is. So it isn't just coming from me, which maybe slightly makes it a little bit less arbitrary, perhaps. Okay, you made another point. This might have been in your second video, your addendum video. You were saying that basically if you have to, if you have an obligation to a stranger to help them, this kind of thing, then this makes you a kind of slave to utilitarianism or whatever. Like you shouldn't have an obligation to help somebody. I think that's what you were saying. Anyway, apologies if I'm getting the wrong end of the stick. Please correct me. But anyway, my feeling about that is that I just don't take utilitarianism to be commanding us to do the right thing all the time. I mean, I take it more to be an evaluation of how good our actions are. All it says is that an action that maximizes, let's say, welfare of people, broadly defined as I would. We're just saying that those actions are good actions, or better actions than actions that harm welfare of people. And I guess if you do a lot of actions that help the welfare of people, you can call yourself a good person, if you like, a Mother Teresa or whatever, or Oscar Schindler. Whereas if you do a lot of bad things, a lot of things that that harm welfare of people, then in utilitarian terms you're a bad person, if you like. You're a kind of Vlad the Impaler or a tyrant or whatever. But it doesn't really say that anybody's a slave or you have to be the good person. It's just morally better if you are. I mean, and there's a range from good, very good to very bad, and the more positive actions you can do, the better morally. But it's not saying that anybody's particularly unfree, and I don't see why it's different to any other moral system. Well, I suppose some moral systems are saying some things are obligatory, and for me, utilitarianism doesn't really do that. Okay, well, a last point is I did talk to you, respond to some comments you made about dystopian films reminding you of utilitarianism or having some connection with them. But aside from Brave New World, I don't quite see the connection. I mean, maybe some connection, but I think I feel it's a little bit of an accusation or a bad association you're throwing at us there. I mean, I think you should spell out why some of these. You mentioned 1984. What is utilitarian about some of these systems? Okay. Anyway, Hythloday. Good to hear. It was very good to hear from you, and I hope to hear from you again soon. Okay. All the best, everyone.